Hey everyone, it's Danielle here with Imperfect Dust, and today we're going to be doing a fall project. And I just have to know, is it too early for fall? I just had an amazing opportunity to letter on these pumpkins. Let me show you. I'm going to put it to where you can see the full. I'm going to move that. See how big these are? Like they are ginormous. And so I was able to get these for like 70 or no, these were 90% off at Hobby Lobby. So if you notice, they were $35.99. They are so heavy. They are like just big cutting boards, decorative, I would assume. I don't know if you would actually use these. It says wood charcuterie board. So you could use these, for your charcuterie board at a party or something like that. But when I saw this, my first thought was that could use some lettering, or I could letter on that. And one of the things that we talk about here on the page is once you get the bug for lettering, you start having that kind of filter when you're walking in the store. If you see a blank canvas like that, this one wasn't a blank canvas, but it was just an art piece that had space up at the top. So I was like, add lettering to that and that sort of thing. So today I got multiple of these. We're going to letter some fall words on here. And what I have found is if you are selling what you make and you are, doing fall markets and things like that, you are probably preparing now for that, even though it's July. At least let me say it this way, because I used to do markets, and at least our idea is that we are we're preparing now, but most of the time I was still last minute. So you'll have to let me know, are you a last minute person, or do you prepare way in advance for the things that you have coming up? Hey, Tammy, it's good to see you here. I also wanted to announce to anyone who is a Digital Dust subscriber, and if you missed our live meetup on Tuesday night, we met on Zoom. I was able to meet some of you face to face and really get to just kind of get to know you. And it was so fun. We did some icebreaker questions and things like that. And I have received some emails saying, I'm so sorry that I missed. I wish I could have been there live. Can we watch a replay? I will tell you, it wasn't really eventful with the lettering side. I showed some Bible journaling and how you could take the templates that I emailed that were tiny and put them in the column of your Bibles. So you can watch all that now as a replay within Digital Dust, the portal. So when you log in, if you look under bonuses and projects, it will be the last one that was just uploaded, and it's our Zoom night. So I would love for you to check that out. And if you don't know what Digital Dust is, it is a library full of hand-lettered templates where I show you how to take, let me see if I have something as an example, to take this to this. I didn't realize I had both of them sitting here. So I give you a library of over 550 templates, and you can turn them into hand-lettered projects. Even if you're a beginner, I'll show you how to do it and make it so simple so that you can be on your way. And that project right there, if you create something like that, or like we're about to do today with the pumpkins, you can sell what you make. And so as a active subscriber, you get commercial licensing to sell what you make with the templates. So awesome. Lindsay just dropped the link for your login portal if you want to check out the replay. Marisa, I so wished you would have been there live with us on Tuesday night. I missed you. Okay, so today you just hopped on. We're about to letter on this big old pumpkin. Y'all, these are so just solid and amazing. Honestly, even if I wasn't going to letter on these, they are a great charcuterie board. Okay, and I got them for 90% off. So here we go. I'm going to show you my hands. And today I'm freehanding. And I thought about it and I was like, what could I do with these? Because I don't really want to list them on my website. But I want to show you, let me get this a better view for you. I want to show you how you can do this. And I want you to always be thinking when you're in the aisles of Hobby Lobby or Michael's or any other type of store like that. I want you to see with the lens of, okay, Marisa, I got it at Hobby Lobby and it was 90% off, like regular $35.99. So I don't even remember what that is that I paid, but it was so affordable. And I want you looking through that lens, like how, like what could I add lettering or whatever. So this one, I am envisioning this with thankful or grateful, just one big word in white, and having it like set up on, I have a shelf above my kitchen and above my sink in my kitchen, and I could picture it there. I could picture it. I have a coffee bar area. So in the fall, I thought it could go somewhere like that. So think in those terms. And then I was like, I don't really, sell stuff like this, but hey, Cindy. But I thought about doing another whatnot sale. And here's why. Do you know what whatnot is? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what whatnot is. Put a 2 if you don't know. That'll help me know if y'all know. Yes, Marisa. Tuesday's recording is inside the Digital Dust portal now. I just opened this pen, so I'm giving it a little prep. It's in the portal, and it is in the bonuses and projects section. It's the very last one that was just uploaded. And so you can watch it and see what we talked about. Okay, we got 1s and 2s. So the way that whatnot works is, imagine if eBay, well, how did I put it? It just made sense to me. eBay and TikTok had a baby because it has the, like the live aspect is kind of like a TikTok type of thing, like where you're live and you're talking to your people, but then there's auction. So like I would hold up this pumpkin and say, we're going to start the bidding. Last time I did it, I've only ever done it once, and I started the bidding for everything at $1. And so like this was one last time that did not sell. And so I held this up and I was like, okay, we're going to start the bidding at $1. Actually, I take that back. It did sell, but then I had to cancel the transaction because just a whole other thing. But I was like, oh, wait, it did sell. So then you swipe to bid, and it's like a little bar. And like you swipe, swipe, swipe. And once it gets to the number that you're wanting to bid on it, you stop and see if you win. But like somebody might outbid you. And it's kind of fun. It's like, I feel like it's gamification of shopping. But I enjoyed being able to hold up. So things that I make on lives are just on a shelf over here. And I don't post them on my website because I can't like put inventory of a lot. Like it would just be a lot of effort to put up just one of each thing. So Whatnot is a great way for me to sell a lot of things that are different and one of a kind all in the same night. And the reason I'm considering doing another one right now is because we are gearing up to move out of this house. It's kind of like bittersweet. It's really kind of emotional. Before I letter, I want to show y'all, there were a little bit of imperfections where I can see like some scuff marks, because you know how it is in the clearance section. Things are kind of thrown there. So if you ever get something that I just want you to think of it like not as throw it out or not that it's not usable, but like this right here, it's just a little scuff. And I'm going to take this black paint pen and just hit those spots. And then as it dries, it'll dry matte and look more like this. And then just kind of look around and see, is there anywhere where you would need to touch up? That was the only spot on this one. So I felt comfortable buying it. This one doesn't have any blemishes, but anyway, just kind of let that dry. But as we get ready to sell our house, I have so much in my shop that I need to offload. And mainly because we're going to be living in a rent house while we build our house. And so it's going to be a process. And I'm like, these would be a great thing for me to letter and then sell in a Whatnot sale. So I have 3 here. And this is what I'm going to say. If you are on this live, these are really heavy. I have no idea how much they will cost to ship. That's the only other thing too. Like they are so heavy. My thought was I was going to do thankful, grateful, and then ask if y'all had an idea for the last one. And if you want it to be yours and you say, I know I want my last name on it and I want her to do it right here on this live, you can say like, it would have to be the first person. Say sold and whatever you want written on it. I'll do it on this live. And then it wouldn't be on the Whatnot sale. It would be here. I would just like, oh, I guess I need to give you a price. If I did custom, I would do 40 for this, and then we'll have to figure out what shipping is. But I don't know how much shipping would be. So just let me know if that's something you want me to do. And then if nobody claims it, I'm going to do blessed on that last one, like Marisa said. So here first, I'm going to do thankful, and I'm just going to stretch it across. Should I do it in pencil first? Let me think. I'm going to kind of get I'm going to do my T like this. Thankful. I think I can do it without. Or look, y'all, we can do blessed, and then whenever I get on the whatnot sale, y'all do your swipes, and you might get it for way less. So here we go. I'm going to come across, and then I'm going to come this way, and I'll connect that with my downstroke. Okay, I'm going to come back over here and go with it because I don't want to get too far and then mess up my hand. Hey, Glenda, I don't want to mess up the paint with my wrist. So I'm going to go ahead and add in those downstrokes from these two letters. So we drew the bones. Now we're adding the body. And if you're just tuning in and you're a Digital Dust subscriber that missed Tuesday night, we got together on Zoom and had a good little fun time of getting to know each other. And it is now in your portal. The replay is. And you know what was fun was hearing Suzanne. I don't think she's on this live right now, but Suzanne and Cindy talked about their parties that they've thrown at their church. And I just want to highlight Cindy, since you're on here, I'm going to tell them about you. So Cindy used some templates. She got together with her church family, or like put it out for them to do it as a fundraiser for a mission trip. And she had thrifted frames that she had already painted, and she had got some canvas panels, which we have used before with the scripture lettering workshop. I'll show you, like, this is a canvas panel, and she showed up. All the backgrounds were already painted. So and I think you did black and white. It wasn't, you couldn't do the green, but you had it prepared for them. And when they showed up, they were able to pick out a template and grab a paint pen, their graphite paper, and their pencil to trace. And they were able to leave there with one of these plus the frame to put inside it. To put the frame in, and it was a completed project. And that was so fun to hear. And Cindy, I didn't ask you how much you raised for the mission trip, and that struck up a conversation of, like, what are y'all doing in your towns and things like that. And so I'm trying to remember what you charged, Cindy, but basically the money for hers went to the mission trip, and she kind of like donated the supplies. So she showed up with the supplies, and then the ladies got to leave with their projects, but that was her contribution. And then Suzanne, I loved her story. She said that she does it where they pay, and a portion of what they pay goes to her women's ministry, or not her women's ministry, but the church's women's ministry. So they show up for a night, and I think they do it all there. Like, she doesn't prepare the things for them, but she lets them grab a template, grab a canvas panel, and they all leave with a sign. But it's like a fun night together with ladies, and then it's for a good cause. So I thought that was a great story too. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm thinking about the spreading out of this. So N, and then I'm going to do my K, F, U, L. All right. N. And we talked about N last week. Do y'all remember that? Or was it the week before? Where we give it like a little stick here, so it's not too like curve, like the cursive N's and M's that we know from when we were kids. This kind of makes it look more like a print N. Okay, and then I'm going to come across for my K. Anytime I can do a flourish like that, I love to, like here and here. All right, and cursive K's are my least favorite, but I'm getting to where I like them a little better. All right, here we go. And I'm going to come here. Now, this is what my question to myself was. Do I drop it below on the black? And I think I am going to. I think I am, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do these before I get too far. And I even think I may, after this dries really well, I may come back with a second coat, just because when you're working with white paint pens, Posca are the absolute best, by the way. Hey, Lori. Poscas are my favorite. Lori knows about some Poscas. I think I couldn't remember if it was you or Sandy. Remember whenever I had that debate on a live one time, I'm like, who told me about Poscas first? But they are the best, but they're still going to be a little streaky. Oh, that light makes it look funny here. Let me turn that off and see if it's helpful. Oh, that made it worse. What in the world? Okay, come on, recalibrate. There we go. Oh, much better, I think. Sorry. Lighting is a tricky thing in here. And like, to me, it looks perfectly fine in person, but when you mix lighting with the cameras and the webcam and all of that. Hey, Pamela. Yes, I do teach you. Okay. And Cindy, thank you for breaking all that down. I want to discuss that after I can read it. But Pamela, if you are brand new to lettering and you want to learn, I teach it's called Hand Lettering for Beginners Masterclass. And if you comment the word beginners, I'll send you all the details on it. And then a lot of the ladies here, what I have been talking to them about is our subscription. So Digital Dust is a subscription where you get access to a library of hand lettered templates. So it's a lot different from this. This is the free-handed, and I'm going to see if I can just fix that. That is going to bother me. That little, it's this shine. I have a window right here. I feel like I need one of those. You know how photographers block things with their big old, what is that thing called? I don't even know. But I don't have anything like that. Let me come a little closer. Maybe that'll be helpful. I just want you to be able to see the lettering, because here's the thing. I'm talking about streaks, and the streaks don't show up on the camera. But anyway, our community is Digital Dust, where you get the library plus a private Facebook group where you can be inspired by all the ladies and what they're doing with the templates. And then you can sell what you make. And it's a lot different. Like, you're going to have a template, and I'll show you exactly how to use it, but you're not going to have to freehand everything. But a lot of times, ladies will join Digital Dust, and then as you grow in your confidence of lettering, you may strike out on your own and do freehanded, which, by the way, last night we saw a lady in the Zoom room. She said, you know, my husband uses Digital Dust for laser. They have a laser machine. And she said, you know, he'll cut out the lettering. And she said the other day, I lettered hello, and they put it on a mailbox thing. And she said it was my own lettering, like talking about herself. And he cut it out. And then she went and showed us the project, and it was so cute. And I'm like, yes, this is it. This is so fun. Because the templates will let you gain confidence in your own lettering too, because you get more familiar, you get muscle memory and all of that. Okay, now let me make this big and hold it up and show you. I'm kind of in love. I think it's so pretty. And just imagine that sitting up on your mantle or shelf whenever fall rolls around and you get out your fall decor. Love it. Okay, what's the word up next? We said grateful, and then I'll do bless on the last one. Okay, so let's talk about, oh, thank you, Cindy. And if you are curious about Digital Dust, you can comment the word digital. So beginner will send you my beginner class, and digital will send you information about the subscription. Okay, I'm going to add this one back. And we are going to do grateful. Okay. And I'm so grateful for y'all, by the way. Oh, Renee saying I make it look easy. Well, 10 years, actually going on 11 now. I've been saying 10 years now for over a year, so I can move it up to 11. Okay, I'm going to kind of come out a little bit so y'all can see. And let's see, grateful. I'm going to have my G come below and then RATEFUL. All right. Hey, do y'all know this is so funny? Yes, I agree, Doris. You are right, because this is the back. Look, you could flip it and have a double-sided sign. You are so right. So I feel kind of dumb because I used to really stop and think every time I would write the word grateful, like for sign making, because is it GREAT, like great, FUL, or is it GRATEFUL? Which now, of course, I know. But when I first started, it was like I would have to do a double take every time I'd write the word grateful. So, okay, here we go. G, and I'm going to make it fall below. Like so. I love the contrast of the wood, the white, and the black. I think it's just so pretty, and I am a neutral girl. Like, let me know, Pamela, I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it was 90% off. So if you're selling what you make, it is a great, like, hey, you get a good quality board, plus when you customize it, you can add to that. But anyway, what was I talking about? What was I saying? I've lost it. Oh, I'm a neutral girl in my decorations in my house. Like, I'm not super colorful. Do you decorate your home in neutrals or colors? And I ask too, because when I started sign making, that's how this all began. I was making signs and putting them in a booth locally. I got this wild hair after a couple of years where I had been making neutral. And I was like, I'm gonna add some color in. And people had said, do you have anything with color? Like, every now and then I'd get that. And so when one person makes a request like that, it makes you think everybody wants it, So I remember going to a craft show. I had prepared for it. I had some with pink frames, some with blue frame, like, just I had gotten more colorful, and guess what? None of it sold. And I remember thinking, colorful is fun to create with, but to really appeal to the masses, neutral is better because it can fit in more homes. So yes, pops of color. And that's the thing, like, most of the time your pops of color are going to be like your pillows or little like greenery here and there and that sort of thing. It's not going to really be on your wall art, So yes, well, hey, classroom, going more colorful makes a lot of sense. All right, now I'm going to bring this R up and give it a big old loop and come around on this downstroke and bring it down here. Oh, it's so pretty. I love R's with a big loop up at the top. Sometimes I don't do the loop. It just depends. But felt right here because I had gone down low. So I'm going to kind of balance that out with going up higher. And then A. And then I'm going to kind of wait for that T. Come around. And the more you do it, the faster you will get. But we're just coming in on that downstroke. I'm going to talk to Pamela because I know it's her first time here. So ladies that have been here forever, what do I say we're doing? We draw the, I'm going to let them tell you. We draw the blank and add the blank. Okay, T. And come in here. And I want you to notice this lighting, y'all. Let's see. I'm going to get closer, and I think that'll be helpful. Okay. I want you to notice, Pamela, that I'm having definite upstrokes and downstrokes. Now, if you get the class, I go into depth on each letter, and I letter each letter 3 different ways. So you're going to see this so much better in the class. But just to give you a little teaser, yes, we're drawing the bones and we're adding the body. So these are the bones, that first line, and then we add the body by retracing in a new place. And what I want you to see is this gap right here, because a lot of times the biggest mistake I see is that my students, whenever we were doing it in person, were not giving themselves enough room. So in the class, I say, space it out, draw it out. And when you do that, you have a definite upstroke and downstroke. So you can see the difference. Okay. Oh, hey, Beth, I'm glad you're here for the first time too. So we're going to do our E. Oh, and another thing is to go until it feels natural to stop. It felt very natural on that kick up to stop. And it allows the E to kind of sit up versus being like, remember when we were kids, we would do like this with our E and like just kind of loop it. But this, we want it to kind of sit upright. So E. Okay, I want this to come low to match. So I'm going to come at an angle. Okay, now I'm adding in that downstroke thickness, and it hides the connection. I mean, it hides where I picked up my pen. Now that I'm a little closer, y'all can probably see those streaks. But look, when you take it down to the bones and the body, it gets so, it to me takes out the intimidation. So Beth and Pamela, I hope that y'all see this and think, ooh, I could do that, because you draw it out and then you just ask yourself, where did I go down? You're going to come down on those downstrokes, fill it in, and then even here. So I'm going to kind of go back up into that upstroke to smooth it out. Your goal is just a balanced letter. So here I went down, even here, give that a little thickness. Kind of retrace on there, and then U, L. And now I'm, oh yeah, make sure y'all can see inside there. Oh, and I'm going to get across that T here in just a moment. Just kind of hit it back. What do you think, Beth? Do you think this is something you could do? You can even practice with a regular pen or pencil, because the concept is the same. You know, you're just drawing it out and then adding the downstrokes. Okay, when you're working with paint pens, do you always do the bones and meat in chunks versus the whole word? Yes, because of the wet paint. That's the main reason is, oh, hey, Harriet. Oh, I would love to be able to teach you. So the way that I do it with paint pens is different from like if I had just a pen on paper, because I don't want, honestly, I don't want the paint to dry completely, because it can get kind of clumpy, and I want to work with it while it's still wet. So I draw it out, and I usually take it letter by letter, sometimes two, depending on like if it doesn't feel natural to stop, like you saw me do with like this UL. So here we go. All right, and now I'm going to cross it. Let me kind of pull up and let y'all see it from another angle. Ah, see my messy pens over there. Okay, now from here, we're going to go like so. Cross it over. All right, now let me hold it up to where you can see it better with this lighting not being great on the bottom. Oh my goodness. And that's another thing. Let me tell you this. If you are brand new to lettering, you need to, and look, Lindsay, do you want to take a picture? If you are brand new to lettering, when you are lettering, you're going to be right up on your project. Like I'm over the top of this pumpkin and I am lettering it with my eyes right on it. But what is awesome is when you step away, and like for me, it's looking at it on the screen. And when you step away and you're like, whoa, it looks good, because up close, it can be discouraging because you see all your little ticks and all the little parts that are not perfect. But around here, we embrace imperfection. So don't let that bother you, because that shows it's handmade. But when you look at it from a distance, and that's the way that people visiting your house are going to look at it, or people shopping in your booth are going to look at it, they're not necessarily going to come up and critique every little, every little mess up or whatever. And you can put it up on a shelf and view it from afar, and you feel more confident in it. So far we've got, if you just tuned in, we did thankful. I got these pumpkins from Hobby Lobby. Here's grateful. And now we're going to do blessed, which blessed is a tricky word. I actually do it in the Hand Lettering for Beginners Masterclass because it showcases a double S connection. And double S's, whenever I taught in person, were always tricky. I'm going to put this to where it'll dry over here. Let's see. Oh, I love that you said that, Marisa, because it's so true. We can be our own worst critic, but then when we're far away, it can look so much better, and we love it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put this in. Oh, this one has a grain right here in the center, but you know, I noticed the others I did were flipped. This one has a little bit of imperfection here, which even if I don't letter on this side, I'm going to cover that up. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. It's just like where it got nicked in the aisle. Some spots right there. And when it dries, it'll be matte. Oh, thank y'all. Oh, hey, Leah. I'm glad that you're here. Okay, Pamela said, what pen are you using now? And do you draw with pencil the first time sometimes? Yes, I can actually do that here for Blessed and show y'all. So sometimes I draw with pencil. And if you, I love that you're here. I wish that I was using a template today to show you. Y'all tell her templates are so much easier because, and I teach this inside the Digital Dust subscription, because what we did was a scripture lettering workshop, and those replays are within the subscription. But basically you would take a template like this and a piece of graphite paper, and you would lay the graphite paper down and then this down, and you trace all the words. And when you peel it back, the pencil marks are all on the board. So your guidelines are laid. And then you do use it, you know, come in by hand. And so you're still hand lettering everything, but it's giving you your guidelines. And it's just a great cheat sheet or hack, because I don't like to say cheat. We ain't cheating. You're still having to do everything by hand. And actually you have a whole other step, but it gains confidence for you to come in and freehand it one day. So, and here's the best part. You don't have to come up with the layout. The biggest thing that I've had people say to me, and this is one of the reasons Digital Dust was born, was, hey, oh, that's a great idea. Lindsay just gave you a demo video for YouTube. You can go watch it. You don't have to come up with like, how do I make the words fit together nicely? So I've kind of done that part for you, and you get to just create the pretty project. So, okay, here we go with Blessed. I'm going to come around and make it stretch all the way across. So for this one, let's see. Oh, I hit that grain and it kind of gave a bump. All right, L. Now for this one, I might end up staying all within the grain. E, and then S, S, E. And I talk about this in the class. So see how it didn't feel, so E-S-S-E, I don't pick up my pen the whole time because it just feels too like, don't pick up, it's flowing. And I get you to practice that a lot in the class because it's all about spacing it out. Because if you get this all too close together, you're going to run into problems when you start bolding it in. Okay, and then D. So I'm looking here at this tail and this tail, and I want to kind of keep them, you know, about the same distance apart. It's really kind of hard to see on here unless I hit the lighting just right. But now I have some guidelines, and the word blessed is a template in the library as well. Okay, I'm going to do this one up a little so y'all can see the full thing. And I'm wondering if I should do fine tip, but I think medium will be fine. So I love these Posca pens. If you're new here, they are great. For years, I used Painter's brand. I got them at Walmart because it was so convenient, like to just go into the Walmart and not have to wait on anything to be shipped. But when I found these, which these used to not be sold on Walmart. I just want so badly to fix that glare. And every time I try, I feel like I make it worse. So I'm sorry, y'all. Golly. I need one of those photography things. Oh, thank you, Lori. So whenever I discovered these Poscas, they were so much smoother. At least the white ones just outran the others so much. And now Walmart sells Poscas, but what I wish they would do is sell individual, because I don't want the whole colorful pack, and I can't get, just one at a time the way that I can with painters at Walmart. Painters will have, like a little box full where you can get each color individually wrapped. That's what I really wish that Posca would do. Now I can find individual on Amazon. So I can buy like a pack of 10 of white. And so that's nice. But, you have to wait to ship. So you have to prepare and make sure you don't run out. And whenever I'm hosting a workshop, I will buy Amazon out because I put them in y'all's kits. Okay, so I'm coming in on those guidelines that I laid and doing that same thing, adding in the thickness. It's so fun to have, like, I know that people are, yes, Lindsay's right. If you comment resources, I'll send you a link to my lettering favorites. But it's so fun. I know that I have people that come watch every week, but then also to know that Facebook has served up this video to you to say that you may be interested in it. And some of you are here for the first time. So welcome. And on this page, we do faith and lettering. So if you love Jesus and you have a creative side, I'd love for you to follow along and hit the follow button. I don't even know if that's available on the live. Is there a follow button down there? I would love for you to look around. And the way that Imperfect Dust started was actually not from me teaching lettering. I was creating signs, like I said earlier, and selling them in a booth locally. And eventually I got an Etsy shop and started selling online on my own website. And one thing led to another. People started asking me how to letter. So I created a class for it. And over time, if you're brand new here, some of the things that you see on my site are licensed and they are sold at Hobby Lobby. So yes, I got this pumpkin at Hobby Lobby, but you can also find my artwork in Hobby Lobby. The latest one is this one. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. If you're in Hobby Lobby and you see this sign, I want you to look right there really close and you'll see Imperfect Dust. So this one, and then y'all, I found my latest one in Kirkland's too, and I haven't even shared it on the page. I need to do that. But it's been a really, really fun journey, and the Lord has opened those doors, and I'm so thankful that you can find them in Hobby Lobby all over, or you can, shop my website that has more of our hymns. So it has been so cool to watch everything evolve. But now when I'm live, I'm usually teaching you lettering. Last week we did a hymn highlight though, and that was fun to do that again. Oh, hey, Cindy. Well, no, it's not next week. So next week I'll be here, but the next week I'm going to the beach and I am so ready. We haven't done anything all summer and the beach is calling my name. Cindy, are you going to be somewhere fun? Oh, thank you. Let's see. Freshen up. Glenda, you have the Freshen Up Buttercup in your bathroom. I love it. And I saw Dina, if any of you follow Dina Ray with Designs by Dina, she redid her half bath and she put that sign in there and it all looks so cute together. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. I know y'all can't see all the streaks that I can. So I'm sitting here on that S and I need to move along because I can smooth everything out after it dries and come back in on it. The one thing I'll say about your second coat is make sure that it is completely dry, because if it's not, it can get real tacky and you'll be annoyed because you know how when you were a kid in school and you used expo markers on the board, and then like if you go back over the marker in a certain spot, it'll erase it. Sometimes that can happen with paint pens if they're not completely dry. So we want to leave it alone and then come back in after it's dry to add the downstrokes. I mean, add the second coat. Okay, here we go. I'm going to come around and come here. Perfect. Or imperfect. Okay, now I'm going to hold this one up and show you. There's a little bit of a notch in the wood where the grain is on that, but that's just how the wood is laid out right there. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hold this one up. Oh my goodness, it's so fun. I love it, love it, love it. And these have been sitting in my shop just waiting to put letters on them. So I'm so happy that we did this today. Let's see. Can't wait to hear about your trip. Oh, well, I am going to be sitting on the beach. That's about all I'm going to do. Okay, let's see. Or were you talking to Cindy? You might have been talking to Cindy. Okay, Deanna, you said about contacting Posca directly. I have gone to their website and asked about being like a reseller, because I do put Posca paint pens in my kits whenever we do workshops, but I feel like I'm not a big enough fish. I don't know. I haven't gotten a response, but I do need to kind of follow up on that. I don't know how many I would have to order or things like that, but I'm very interested. I wish I could just be like a Posca distributor. Pamela, we are going to Santa Rosa in Florida. We're meeting family there they live in Georgia and we're in Louisiana. So we're going to drive and meet them and stay together that week. So yes, Lori, you make a great point. I'm going to put this up for anybody that uses them. It's a lot better to let it dry naturally. Sometimes, when we were in person, I used a hair dryer because you want to speed up the process, but sometimes that actually slows down the process. Would you agree, Lori, that whenever you try to make something happen faster and then it messes it up, then you have to redo and it actually makes it take longer? So maybe so, Cindy. I'm not sure about that, if they are Japanese. And they do like these. Look at all these Japanese symbols on here. Or Chinese, because I wouldn't be able to tell you which one it is. Okay, so I'm going to show, just in case you hopped on and want to know if you want to watch the replay, we just took some pumpkins that I have from Hobby Lobby that were blank. They say wood charcuterie boards. We started out, we did thankful, grateful, and then the blessed that you just saw. So again, if you want to learn lettering, comment the word beginner, and I'll send you a link to my class that Felicia's talking about and the book. And then if you're interested in the hand letter template library, then comment the word digital, and I'll send you a link to learn more about that. But I am so thankful for y'all being here. Cindy, me too. I'm like, I don't know. I'm so thankful for y'all being here and appreciate you. Every single week, we meet Thursday at 12 o'clock Central. And one of the things that we talked about on the Zoom call Tuesday night with the subscribers was that a lot of you are night owls. And so I said, I really need to talk to my husband about throwing in a night live every now and then for the night owls. So that might be something I do in the future. I just need to figure out logistics. So it might be one of those things where I say, hey, Joey, take the kids to eat out for the night and I'll hang out with y'all. So, thank you, Glenda. All right. Hey, and by the way, Glenda, I love your name because my mom, she doesn't go by Glenda, but Glenda is her first name. And so when I see your name, I think of my mama. All right. So bye, Doris. And I had so much fun with you too. It was good to see y'all face to face. Okay. Y'all have a great rest of your week. I hope that it goes so good. All right. Bye-bye.